Pepsi throwback. Unlike Mountain Dew throwback, which is more like Mountain Dew throw up. It's disgusting. But this stuff's pretty good. I recommend trying it. Not that I'm endorsing Pepsi or anything. They don't pay me shit. Hello, Rough Cut Watchers. This week I will be reviewing my favorite Christmas film of all time, P2, A New Level of Terror. It's not my favorite Christmas movie, but it is definitely a Christmas movie, a Christmas horror movie. Kind of in the same vein as like Die Hard or Lethal Weapon. Those are action, but you know, Gremlins, something like that. It's a Christmas movie, but it's not. Anyway, the story is about a girl who, well, first it's rated R, obviously, runs about an hour and a half. Directed by Frank Calhoun. I don't know what else he's really directed. It's not been a lot. It is written by Alexandra Aja. Alexander Aja. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. He is famous for doing the remake of Hills Have Eyes, but more importantly, High Tension, which is one of my favorite horror films of the past decade, if not ever. I loved High Tension. He wrote the screenplay for this. It's hard to compare those two. A lot of people that love High Tension, you're not going to be able to think that this is just like that, but it is cool. You could tell that there's a lot of intense emotion going on throughout the film. Okay, so now the story. There's a chick, she's working late on Christmas Eve in a building, and she gets stuck in the garage, her car or something, and a security guard is there to help her. And he has a few screws loose. He's kind of crazy. So, it's just a cat and mouse game in the parking garage. Wes Bentley plays the security guard. It's basically just them two the whole movie. Most people know him as the kid, the filmmaker from American Beauty. You know, he was filming that whole time in the movie. And Rachel Nichols plays the girl. She was, I know her from Alias, which she played an awesome character on that television show, but she was more recently in Conan and the first G.I. Joe movie. She's not in the sequel, I don't know why. As a horror film, I think it delivers. There's some cool kill scenes. Like I said, there's a lot of intensity going on. Her trying to get away from him and trying to turn the tables on him. Of course, there's horror mistakes. You're going to see plenty of times where she could have got away, or she would have done something way differently than what you did or would have done. That's just a horror film, isn't it? It's hard for them to really get that completely right. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt, as they say. I don't really know what that means. I've just heard they say it. So, you know, just watch it to have fun. It's around Christmas time right now, and if you're a horror fan, you want a good horror Christmas movie, that's what you put in. I think the acting's great. I think the guy plays just a psycho guy. He's just weird, and you know that when you've talked to people like this in your life, or you may be one of these people watching right now, I don't know, but in all seriousness, you've talked to people where you're like, man, something's just off about them. Like, they laugh at certain things, or they'll make a joke that doesn't make sense, or almost kind of like Pancake Hat, now that I say that out loud, the shit going through his head at any given second. So, like, you could just tell he's kind of crazy in this movie, and she's just in a fucked up situation, and she's trying her best to get out of it. One cool thing about the DVD, it's got some cool special features, but definitely stay throughout the credits, the end credits. They kind of mix and match some of the stills. It's on this DVD, and make it look like a comedy. And many of you who, or not many of you, some of you have seen the movie You, Me, and Dupree. I think it's got Owen Wilson. It's a comedy, but they had a fake trailer in the special features to make it look like a horror film. I always like when they do that, when the crews do that, because it's a lot of fun and it's different, and it really tends to work. So check that out. I highly recommend it. P2, good Christmas movie. Let me know if there's any other horror movies that you guys watch around this time of year that are kind of themed around the holidays that I might not know about. And until next week, Merry Christmas.